Hi, it's Tom from bkmnutrition.com, and today I want to talk about why having a written diet plan is potentially not the right thing you want to be doing if you want to get sustainable weight loss. Now, that might sound a bit counterintuitive because when you go to a nutritionist or you go to someone who's writing you a diet plan or trying to lose weight, you will always expect them to give you a right, eat this and you'll lose weight type diet. And unfortunately, that is, I would say, probably 90% of the industry is people writing rigid codified plans for people to follow. Now, if you are a performance sports athlete, and I used to be a performance nutritionist, or that was my training as a performance nutritionist. Now, if you're looking to get an optimum performance out of someone, then actually, yeah, you do need sometimes a rigid plan, because although calories are important for fat loss, if you're looking at performance in order to get the most out of your food for your athletic event or your football event or whatever, lifting event, I used to coach clients for, say, powerlifting and bodybuilding. So food is really, really important. It's not just the calories, it's the type of food you're eating. So in those circumstances, when you're eating for a real purposeful goal, a one-off goal like a competition, then yes, you do probably need a 99% written plan with a little bit of variance if things go wrong. But most people are looking for a lifestyle diet. They're looking for something they can do for the long term in order to be successful and get the body they want. They don't really want to be eating the same foods day in, day out for the rest of their lives. Now, I have worked with people who are sort of like that, and myself, I have about sort of 5 or 6 meals that I rotate around during the week, but I also incorporate other meals if I've got no issue with going out to, say, Frankie and Benny's or TGI Fridays or something for a meal. I'll incorporate that into my meal plan. However, if you have been given a diet by someone who says, no, you can't eat out, you have to eat this and that's it, that's going to be the wrong diet for you. You never learn how to adjust your diet. You never learn what works right for you. All you learn is what's on the piece of paper that you're following, and that's what you eat. Now, this is a perfect thing for people who just want to exploit their clients and just say, well, I'm the nutritionist, so I'll tell you what to eat, and every month I'll give you a list of foods to eat and just follow that. Well, that's great for them because they've got that client tied in then for 6 months, 12 months, however long, because they're getting this food plan which they're eating all the time, but they're never learning anything. Now, the key thing here is that, yes, I do write out certain plans for people, but that is a template for eating. So, for example, I would give someone like examples of breakfast, examples of lunch, examples of a tin and some snacks or whatever, but they'll also get a template for how many calories for breakfast, how many calories for lunch, how many calories, etc., etc. And then we educate to help them. So if they're caught short without their food, for example, they can go into Tesco's or Sainsbury's, pick up something. Oh, that's 400 calories. Okay, that fits with my calories for the day. Great, that's me off then. That's the education side of things. You do need a template to start you going, but if you're getting a diet plan, which is someone saying to you, you must eat every single food off this menu, nothing else, you can't eat anything else, unless you are a performance athlete looking for a performance result, then that's not the diet you want. You want a diet that will say, right, here's an example of what to eat, but here's also some education on to how to factor your foods in and out of that, so that if you are out for a takeaway or you're out for a meal out with someone, you can estimate the amount of calories or look up on their website the amount of calories and substitute that in for the calories you've got listed on your plan. That's the key. That's why rigid diet plans are never successful with clients. I have done it in the past, so I've worked with clients like that where they just want a rigid diet plan, and I can tell you, after 2 weeks, every single one of those people go, can we have something different on the plan? Although initially they said, I don't care what I'm going to eat, just tell me what to eat and I'll lose weight. You give them a plan which is rigid and they don't want to follow it after 2 weeks because they get bored of the food. Our mind gets bored of the food. You need to have variation. You need to have the option. If you want to go out for a tea with a meal with your partner or your boyfriend or girlfriend or your family, you want to have that option that you can have those meals, not say, I won't eat anything because it's not on my plan. I'll wait till I get home so I can have my meal that's on my plan. It disrupts your life too much. You want to have something that fits into your life. So if you are looking for someone who gets you a plan, who's writing you a diet plan or whatever, always ask them how much flexibility is in this plan. And if they're saying, well, no, you want the result, this is the food to eat, I'm the coach, listen to me, you don't want that person as a coach. You don't want that person to be teaching you, or not teaching you, I should say, how to eat, because all they're going to do is give you a plan that centers around calories. What they'll have done, they've gone, oh yeah, you need this much protein, this much fat, this much carbohydrate, and they'll just add the foods to do that. So they'll say, oh yeah, you want 100 grams of protein, right? It's 23 grams of chicken breast. They won't think, oh, we could have, 100 grams of chicken breast or whatever it is. Oh, we could have this much chicken, but also this much yogurt. Then we could have a pudding. We could have some fruit for carbohydrates. No, they'll just go, oh, it's chicken, rice, and avocado, because that hits the protein, fats, and carbs. And they don't give you any other option. Whereas really they should be saying, oh, well, we could have this, or we could have this. We could mix these two things together. That's the keystone of a successful diet plan, where you know there's variation, you can mix things up. If you can't do that, if you're not given that option on your diet, that's the wrong diet, and you won't be successful on that diet. It has to have variation, and most of all, you have to be educated on how to adjust that diet for your lifestyle. If there's none of that in there, and they just say, no, you must eat this meal at 6 p.m, that's it, that's the wrong diet. So don't do those sorts of diets. Make sure if you're asking a coach or a nutritionist to write your plan, there's always flexibility, there's always variation. If you want a certain food on the plan, they should be able to add it in, even if it's only a very small amount, so that you can enjoy that food in your diet plan. It should never be, no, you can't eat those foods are bad, those foods won't get you the results you want. Obviously the caveat there is, unless you're trying to get a result in an athletic performance event, when maybe you should be following a really restrictive diet, rigid diet. But still, that's for an end goal, that's for one result. This is going to end, and then you're going to be back onto a normal diet. It should never be that your lifestyle is composed of very rigid foods that have very little flexibility, and you can't move them around. That's the prison diet, that's the punch in the face diet. Both these things I've linked in other videos. If you're doing that sort of diet, you're never going to follow that for long term. Okay, so hopefully that's helped a little bit. If you like this video, please like it, please share it if you know someone who can benefit from it. And if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks.